talento dominicano en playas extranjeras. Pero también Fundoarcu reconoce a hombres y mujeres que aunque no hayan nacido en República Dominicana, han hecho algo por los latinos o por nuestra querida tierra. Este señor nació en Cambridge, estado de Massachusetts. Sus padres fueron inmigrantes italianos. Cursó estudios superiores hasta graduarse de abogado. Ha servido a la ciudad de Cambridge por 14 años como City Council. También fue elegido como mayor. Pero se siente extremadamente orgulloso de representar la comunidad latina en su distrito a través de Massachusetts. Este señor también inició una relación de ciudades hermanas con el síndico Francisco Peña en la provincia de Santo Domingo Oeste en nuestra República Dominicana. Y actualmente está trabajando con la Secretaría de Estado de Educación de la República Dominicana para crear mejores oportunidades de trabajo y también para crear campos en ciencia y la industria farmacéutica. También está trabajando para crear o establecer un community college en la República Dominicana. Actualmente es senador estatal de los Estados Unidos y está estrechamente trabajando a través del Estado para ser un soporte leal de todas las organizaciones que proveen asistencia a latinos y emigrantes en el estado de Massachusetts. Nos referimos al senador estatal Anthony Galluccio.
Muchas gracias, buenas noches. Estoy honrado, muy agioso, permiso porque mi español no estudia español en clase. Estudia español en de calle, no en escuela. Muchas gracias para todas las personas aquí. En mi corazón, es personas aquí en Boston, hola chico. En mi corazón para personas en República Dominicana, mi público. Muchos bromas para Anthony Galluccio, senador, yo soy dominicano, bla, bla, bla. Pero mi no hablo yo soy dominicano. Yo soy más dominicano que es un plátano. In English, there are so many things I could tell you tonight about my experience in the Dominican Republic and why it's important to me. I think to this community I've proved where I stand with Dominicans. I have two flags in my office. One is the United States, the other is the República Dominicana. I welcome other flags, but those are the two that are there now. And I want to tell you a couple quick stories about why my heart is with the people of the Dominican Republic and how important it is for me to be recognized today by this community on the weekend of the celebration of Dominican Independence Day. When I visited the Dominican Republic, what I experienced is something that you folks live with every day. In fact, you take it for granted. And I grew up in a single-parent family. My mother raised us by herself. My father died when I was 11 years old. My mother sustained our family through very difficult times. It was my mother that kept my family going. And one of the things I noticed very quickly when I visited the Dominican Republic was the love that the mothers in that country have. And under the most difficult circumstances, those children were loved. They were taught to be proud. They were taught to appreciate their neighborhood and their community. And that family could have, that little boy or little girl could have one pair of pants and one shirt. But damn it, that shirt and that pair of pants would be clean every day when that young man or young woman left that house. And you could see that amidst this incredible poverty, there was this pride that was handed down by the mothers of that country. And it's one thing that I think defines the Dominican Republic more than any other poor country is the love that mothers have for their kids. And when I When I was elected to the state senate, I dedicated it to single mothers because I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my mother, and I can tell you that's the first thing that I noticed. So God bless the mothers of the Dominican Republic. God bless you all. I also just want to tell you another quick story, and we're doing a lot of work. My love for this country goes beyond, yo soy bachatero. Es verdad. Muy serio bachatero. No ha ha ha. Muy serio. But my love for this country and the culture goes beyond everything that you enjoy every day. It's an appreciation for what this country has done for me personally, because the values of the Dominican Republic have made me reflect back on the family values that my family had. When my father came over from Italy, my father was a little boy. He almost died on the boat. My grandmother, mi abuelita, dressed him up like St. Anthony so he would survive scarlet fever on the boat. Do you know some grandmothers that would do such a crazy thing? She dressed him up like St. Anthony so he would survive the trip. And my father did survive that trip. And then my father, like, it's Udelis, correct? Laderis. Like this young woman, my father studied very hard and got a scholarship to Harvard when Italians weren't welcome at Harvard. And because of my grandmother and my grandparents' love, he was able to do that. But my father also played for the Red Sox. He was a bullpen catcher, Mr. Visayo, which you don't know that. But my father was a bullpen catcher for the Red Sox. And his favorite player was Louis Tiant, because Louis Tiant was an immigrant. And people laughed at Louis Tiant when he said, baseball been very, very good to me. But for my father, Louis Tiant was no joke. And when I went to the Dominican Republic, my first trip, like for characteristic of me, I didn't stay in the hotel and I didn't stay at the resort. I spent most of the trip at a local laundromat getting to know the people of the Dominican Republic. I sat there day after day and I listened and I learned and I grew to appreciate what you know is greatest about the country. And after spending a week with a family there and talking baseball every day with an 11-year-old, at the end of the week, I asked him where his glove was. Why don't we go out and play catch? And he told me he didn't have a glove. They played with about 4 gloves for the team, for the whole team. I hadn't thought about baseball since my father died, because after my father died, it was very difficult for me to think about baseball because my relationship with my father was about baseball. My next trip, I took my baseball glove down there. I hadn't taken that baseball glove out of a closet because I couldn't deal with the fact that that glove represented my relationship with my father. And I brought the glove down to the Dominican Republic, and I gave it to that 11-year-old. And I went into the bathroom after I gave it to him, and I cried like a baby. And what that experience did for me in appreciating how little some people have, but how strong and hopeful, esperanza, para personas in República Dominicana, their hope in democracy, their hope in a better way of life. It made me appreciate so many of the things that we take for granted here. And people may criticize me, and let them criticize me. But you know what? I do want to bring better jobs to the Dominican Republic. I think just like Puerto Rico was able to do, there should be pharmaceutical jobs and life science jobs in the Dominican Republic. And there should be a community college system in the Dominican Republic. There should be a community college system there. And let me close by saying this so you understand where I stand. And please know that my commitment is here, but understand this. And we're here to celebrate La Trinidad and those who had the courage to stand up against the reign of Haiti, and before that against the reign of Spain, and after that the courage that those had to stand up to Trujillo. So in that spirit of courage, let's also recognize tonight that the United States has a debt owed to the Dominican Republic. There was a dependency created by the United States that the Dominican Republic economy would be dependent on our economy. So let me be an elected official to tell other elected officials that we created that dependency. And with that dependency comes accountability and responsibilidad, meaning we need to do more than just give money to the Dominican Republic. We need to bring good jobs. We need to bring better education. And you know what? I spoke to my friend Julio Lugo tonight. We're going to bring a fire truck down there, and we're working on an exchange of medical equipment for the Dominican Republic. But let's face it, you and I can do as much charity work as we can, but our government in the United States has to recognize their responsibility to the people of the